What's up, guys? It's Monster Chappie. We're back today taking on a 36-8 opponent. He's got the Oklahoma City Thunder. I got the Trail Blazers. Man, I love the Thunder, man. I really do. I hate to see Westbrook go down. It's my favorite team to use on the game. Probably my best team as well. But without Westbrook, that's definitely going to change things. Maybe my Pacers or Blazers are going to be my best team now. I'm not sure. But we'll have to see. But hopefully he recovers soon and gets well, man. Definitely an Oklahoma City fan. But that's that. We got to beat him anyway since we're taking on them. And these Blazers are definitely a team to be feared as well, man. Like I said, man, I've already talked about my top 5 teams, so I'm not going to break that down again. But in this game, what I am going to break down is what we did in this game, which is played zone defense. Now, zone probably wasn't the best option against this opponent, especially since he got going with Kevin Durant and KD just got a lot of open shots. The Thunder don't have a lot of great shooters, but Durant can shoot so well. He's the best shooter on the game, period. There's no questions about it. He's got a great form, great release. He doesn't have any cold spots. He can shoot mid-range, he can shoot close, he can shoot deep, and he can drive to the basket as well. So he can do it all, man. Definitely one of the best scorers in the game. But, you know, when you want to improve at something in a game, regardless of what it might be, you have to practice it, you have to work on it. And if you want to learn how to run zone defense, you have to run it in a game. You have to just try it out. Try it against the computer a couple games or a game or so, or in scrimmage mode, and then try it out in an actual match, or an actual few matches. You're not going to master something after one game. You're not going to master it and get it down after just, you know, a few possessions or whatever the case may be. And there's various zones in the game. So if you want to get good at the 1-3-1, run the 1-3-1. If you want to get good at 3-2, run it. If you want to get good at 2-3, run it. Now, as far as my recommendations for this game, as far as which zones are good to run in which situations, I'll lay it down to you guys like this. You have the option of the 1-3-1, the 3-2, and the 2-3. What are the best zones in the game for Gen 4? I'm not going to speak Gen 3. Only going to speak Gen 4 here. For Gen 4, I will say the 1-3-1 would be a good defense. If you guys remember that Laker game we just played recently, that guy was not comfortable shooting. Even though he made his open shots, he was not comfortable shooting. All he wanted to do was go in the paint. All he wanted to do was drive. All he wanted to do was shoot inside. In that scenario, a 1-3-1 can be a real good defense. However, if they're good at shooting, if they run if they run plays where the guys go in the corners, if they're good at driving and kicking it to the corner, if they're good at taking open shots, the 1-3-1 is not going to be the zone you want to play. However, if it is just somebody that's one-dimensional, they just want to drive all day, I definitely recommend that 1-3-1. Now, for the 3-2, this is where you're going to want to play against a more perimeter team, but at the same time, no. And what I mean by that is if they take threes at the top of the key, or if they take them in the corners, not the corner of the corners, let me see. Best way to put this, dang, Chappie, you're a basketball player, you should know this. Along the top of the perimeter, let's say that, instead of the corner 3, anywhere but the corner 3. The 3-2 is going to be good against. So if they're taking them at the top, or if they're taking them along the top of the perimeter, along the arch, or along the arc, whatever you want to call it, that 3-2 is going to be good for that. However, if they tend to shoot corner threes, you're not going to want to play 3-2. And if they're real good at penetrating inside, 3-2 can be decent. But if you get beat up top anywhere, especially at that point guard position, they're going to have a free line at the basket, and they're going to be able to get some buckets. So you got to be careful when you're running that 3-2 as well. But definitely a decent defense if they like to shoot a lot of threes near the arch and near the top there. Now, as far as the 2-3 goes, this is going to be better for the guys that like to shoot the corner threes that the 1-3-1 and the 3-2 are weak against, and they will defend those pretty well. It also locks down the paint pretty well, and in my opinion, I think the 3-2 is, the 2-3 is the best zone defense on Gen 4. Is it beatable? Yes, and especially if they can shoot, they can get a lot of open shots. As you've seen in this game, Durant got a lot of open shots, and there's also times where they'll just beat the defense inside or whatnot. But with that being said, it can be a very solid defense, and it will be one you come across a few times. So you want to practice it to know what it's weak against. You know, sometimes learning how to do something will expose to you how to actually beat that thing. You know, if you struggle against the 1-3-1 zone defense, run it and see what beats it. And sometimes that's the best way to learn. But that's pretty much my quick summary on zone defense. If you guys want me to break down how I like to run each one of them individually or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below. Again, I've been primarily a man defender on Gen 4. I feel like it's the dominant defense, but definitely zones can be something to mix in here and there, especially for possession or two, or just if that causes your opponent any trouble if they're one-dimensional. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until the next time, we gone.